All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Razor from RazorTube coming at you today with some Psycho Frontier video action. If you guys are new to the channel, drop that sub and like. And if you guys want more up-to-date and current Psycho Frontier news, make sure you hit that notification bell. Anyways, today's topic and what we're going to get into is the Psycho Frontier update patch 2.4. It's going to be coming out, but they've released the patch notes early. Pretty cool. We're going to talk about squads being nerfed and how the beta is now going to be extended till April 25th. So, let's talk about it, and we'll get into the patch notes that they just recently released. All right. So, let me get to it. And I don't want to bore you guys too much, but I want to kind of get the news out there so you guys have it. All right. So, CBT, or CB2 patch 2.4. It says, and now on to our second part. Tomorrow's update, which this update comes out tomorrow, and all you need to know about it. We aim to have the maintenance at 10 a.m. CEST, 7 p.m. AEDT, and 4 a.m. EDT on the 13th of April. Please remember the in-game announcements don't work, so make sure you're not playing around that time. All right, so first we're going to get into is the adjustments. What have they adjusted since the last patch? The drop pod sequence of a player will only start if they have finished loading to prevent getting killed while your game did not load, which is awesome, especially for solo players. When you load in from your drop pod or your capsule, whatever you want to call it, now you'll have the chance to actually load in, and once you load in, then you can run. Nobody can murk you while you're loading in. All right, start mission was changed to accept mission. As outlined in our last blog post, we are testing some changes to squads. Now, this is a big deal, okay? And I want to explain why right now. So, they said the outlines of your squad mates will only be visible if they are in your line of sight, meaning if you can, your line of sight is a big deal. So if your squad mates are far away to your left, you can't really see them. To your right, you really can't see them. They got to be really in your line of sight, meaning it's going to make it easier for solos. That means squad members, when they play together, they're not going to be able to see or be able to coordinate a pinch when they can see those outlines on the left or right, or it's going to be huge. I don't know how much this is going to affect gameplay and how much this is going to affect squads. I'm anxious to see. The problem is here is it enough to not nerf them to where it's like, oh, well, you know, as a squad, we suck, or is this going to really enhance their comms, right? And for you as a solo player, is it going to benefit you, them not being able to see their friends right away when they're getting into those firefights? I'd imagine, yeah, but we'll see what happens. I'm anxious to see how this works. These guys are really doing a fine balancing act between solos, you know, duos and squads. And I really do appreciate developers like that, only because, you know, when you have a game like this where it's survival and kind of like a Tarkov, whatever you want to call it, BR, however you want to describe it, right? I like the fact that they focus on the solo experience and the squad experience at the same time. A lot of games are very unbalanced in that way. It's like the more team members you have, it seems to be like, oh yeah, well, the more numbers we got, the more we can get, you know? But anyways, I'm anxious to see this. Awesome. Cool. They increased the Kmart cost for rare to exotic helmets and shields. So rare shields, crafting costs from 4,600 to 12,000. Epic shields, 9,000 to 36,000. Exotic shields, 17,000 to 82,000. Rare helmet, almost like 4K to 6.5K. 2.5K to 7,600. Rare restoration helmet, you're going from 2.5K to 7.6K. Epic helmet is 7.6, and it's going all the way up to 19,000. Exotic helmet is going from 14,000 to 43,000, and the MV helmet is going from 43,000 to 64,000. So they fixed uncommon restoration and tactical helmet, costing less Kmark to craft than the regular helmet. So uncommon tactical helmet increased crafting costs from 840 to 1700 K marks. Uncommon restoration, they're going from 840 to 1700 K mark. That's awesome. So fixed and repair costs being much higher than intended. Fully repairing a shield or a helmet should now cost no more than negative 85% of its K mark cost. Reduced armor value for rare to exotic helmets. So here the rare helmet armor value reduced to 20 to 19. The rare tactical helmet is going from 17 to 16. The rare restoration helmet is going from 17 to 16, and the epic helmet's going from 25 to 22. And exotic and NV helmets are going from 30 to 24. Let's see. They updated the Kmark shop prices and receipts or recipes for consumables. So gas grenades increased buying price from 2,000 to 3,000, and then they reduced crafting costs from 600 to 300 Kmarks. And reduced amount of toxic lands from 3 to 1. Now, here's a big deal too, especially when it's like you got your strong stims, combat stims, strong medikit, and all that stuff. So increase the buying price for an audio grenade from 1,000 to 2,000. For a strong stim, it's now 1,000 to 3,000. That's a big deal. The combat stim is going from 1,500 to 4,600, and the strong medikit is going from 1,000 to 3,000 K marks. The combat medikit is going from 1,500 to 4,600 K marks. Oh, that's kind of a really big deal, especially for solos. This inexpensive strong stim that helps you out in many situations is going to cost you a little bit more money, so you might want to consider what you're buying now when you're about to go into like a raid. All right, added uncommon and rare rewards to early game contracts, and rattlers and marauders are now more likely to switch aggro when fighting multiple players at the same time. Bug fixes, they fixed another issue where lost items could count towards mission progression in the end of the match screen, and additional fixes to some different exploits that could be abused as well. Known issues is the same as we had last time. The data in battle log can sometimes show misleading data. And so with all these changes, I think this is very pertinent when it comes to meds and them costing more. Although if you play in a group, you might be able to have your buddies hook you up and collect K marks collectively, so you might not have that problem. As far as repair costs go, with all the items, yeah, it should be okay, a decent change. And as far as increased costs for rare shields and whatnot, I think it's a pretty good balance, and it will affect groups as they move forward. Now, that's not to say that, you know, playing in a squad's going to be not so ideal in the future, but it is a good change. Most of these changes are awesome, except that I'm anxious to see the changes with the outlines and with the strong stims now as you play solo going forth, only because that was such a good middle ground for you when you go in as a solo, to be able to just pay 1,000 for 5 of them, go into a raid and be like, okay, we're good to go. I got enough stims. And if you get double teamed or triple teamed, you can kind of snake your way out of that situation by just having enough meds on you. But it might get rid of spamming it. So anyways, with that being said, if you guys are new to the channel, drop that sub and like. I hope to see you guys on my next Cycle Frontier stream. This game is definitely going to be part of the channel from here on out. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Much love to all the subs and support lately. And I will see you guys soon for the next Cycle Frontier video or stream. Bye!